Live streaming is on.
All right. So this is exciting. Criteria for our new umbrella website.
Yep. Umbrella. Show a website. All right, so we said we started with these two, right? So obviously profession, but still community and grassroots oriented, right? And then we want to present the work and vision of QN, but in a way that the public can understand. But the way that the public understands it is, I don't know, in my vision, this showcase website should be very, very simple, like almost like a list, very few pages, very, very neat, like a list with the name of what we're showcasing, a little sentence, and then the link to the website that we're showcasing.
So for me, I'm thinking, I mean, we're getting a little bit into the website look, right? Which is fine. So website look and feel. So for me, I'm thinking something like this. It would be like, you have the story, right? So we want to tell a story. The story is our, it's not like the vision or the purpose or mission or anything like that. It's basically the interconnection of why we are showcasing these particular websites, right? So it's basically like, this is how these websites are interconnected. This is how we are going to accomplish this bigger goal, right? So this is the bigger goal and bigger not really a vision, but it's like a plan, right? The bigger plan that we are working on, right? So we want people to understand what we're doing as a totality, right? So the story of what we are doing in totality, right? That's sort of like the goal for me, and then that would look like, kind of like a front page with big, I would say, pictures, right? So like big picture or logos, right, of each of the showcased websites, with a good paragraph or part of the story for each one. So like we want to make sure that the story is told, and that like you have this like, you're showcasing the website, and then you're explaining how this website relates to the umbrella.
Yeah, immediately.
Hopefully immediately. I mean, I'm down to have like more of this, like we could have some of the backstory and more history and information on the umbrella website, like in other pages. But as far as like on the main page, like have it really big, I mean, I don't know, like let's say two to four websites viewable at a time. Kind of like we definitely want some type of table or columns, right? Columns. And then you can scroll down to see all of them, right? But we want it to be big. We don't want it just to be a small little link or like just a tiny little thing. We want it to be big and like really like the forefront. Like when you come to the showcase, it should be like you immediately are drawn to the showcase website. Like that should be the primary focal point of the entire website. Like for example, when you go to SVG website, right? So the social value group, the primary focal point is the welcome and this image and building our relationship, right, to value and seeing the image with the sunset and everything and the mountains, right? That's what is drawn to. So we want to draw them immediately to, not to some random picture of mountains and slogans. Like overall, we want to bring them directly into the websites that are showcased from the very beginning, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What I was thinking, it's like exactly like the welcome or the main page, right? The main page, or where we're showcasing, should be just one page, the first page where you scroll down, and then maybe just two other pages that would be contact and donation. That's how I.
Donation page, super key. So list of possible pages. So basically, you have the
Main page.
welcome
Yeah,
page
but
slash.
not really welcome, because that's the main page. We want to give
we
most
call it the
information
showcase,
there.
the showcase page.
Yeah, showcase page is
And then
great.
you have showcase this slash list of websites, right? Slash list of websites. Then you're gonna have you said contact, you said donation, maybe that's about, what this is about slash the story, right?
Website.
Yeah, that is cool. Also, we can have an about story that's more in detail about everything. Yeah. In the welcome main, we have like a little introduction, a little background, but then we can have about our story in more detail. Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, going back to the criteria, right? For me, this doesn't include all our criteria here. We're still missing some things that we listed before, and one of them was active, right? So active programs, projects, websites, like things that we are currently actively using, we want to be on our showcase, right? And that doesn't mean that we want to list everything. For example, anything that comes under another website, like for example, CCC, the purpose of WCC and the network is to sponsor programs, right? So that would be part of our sponsorship website. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So within our sponsorship website, we will showcase the entire MO and have all of the details of the legal entities and all the different types of sponsored organizations you can create, and all the links to all of those websites. That'll be in the sponsorship website. But it's our overall active programs. Everything that's an active functional program should be presented on our showcase. And if it's not active, then we don't need to present it,
I agree. And then we can.
And if something is active, but it's not necessarily primary, then it should be linked to one of the actual showcase websites. So something is active but not primary, it can be linked within one of the existing showcase websites. So everything that we actively are doing, let me just write this down. Everything that we are actively doing should be linked to a showcase website or have its own showcase website, right? So it should all be included. So, but if it's not active, then we don't include it, right? If we are not actively engaging in something, or it is not in a state publicly and professionally.
Okay. Obviously, a criteria is. I mean, it's obvious, but I don't know. We should maybe include it that obviously it needs to be on our own servers. I don't know if we want to.
Why? What do you mean?
As a criteria.
No, I mean that's a detail. I mean that's not really umbrella criteria. That would be
That's more policy.
I mean that's. Yeah, I mean we want the website to be accessible to the public, so you can put an entire website on the distributed network, right? So the whole idea of a distributed network and having a website on the distributed file sharing networks is that there actually is no website. There's no location for the website. It's distributed across an infinite number of servers all over the world. And so it's the information that's important, not the website and the server.
Yeah. So I have a question.
Yeah.
For me, the answer is no, but I want
But it's
to
no.
see what you think. Yeah. Do we
What's the
wanna?
answer?
Yeah. Do we wanna put links or icons for accessing our social media accounts, pages? I don't
Well,
think
that's a
so.
multimedia question. So that's a different question than the Umbrella Showcase website. But
Yeah, in
basically,
the Umbrella Showcase website, I mean.
yeah, but basically what we have here is we have we have SVG multimedia, and then we have FQN multimedia. And remember, like every single sub website could technically have its own multimedia presence depending on what it is doing and how it functions, right? So, for example, the FQN workers co-op or whatever. The point is that we'll get there when we get there, but the answer is yes, absolutely. Depending on our brand and what we decide and what the name is and how we want to present it to the public, we could directly fundraise and directly link to social media for this umbrella website as its own standalone thing that then funnels people into all of the other projects that we're doing.
Okay.
So it just depends on how we want to do that. In fact, we could even choose, if we wanted to only do one, like to incorporate the plan for the SVG multimedia into the umbrella multimedia and basically have one multimedia plan for all of our outreach and launch, right? We could choose to do that. But I think most likely we're going to want to separate all the professional client work from everything else. So we're probably going to have a totally separate communication system specifically for SVG. But when it comes to the org support program and the life support program, there's an overlap there, right? For potential clients who also want to get free services and be part of our organizational support program, et cetera, there is overlap. So what we need, that's where this whole Umbrella Showcase website comes into play, is that SVG by itself never really existed. It was always part of something bigger. And so now we're basically accepting that and just doing it correctly. And so the new Prime Trajectory will include the multimedia relationships between clients, organizational support, life support, sponsorship, as well as workers and the co-op and everything that's active within our entire public-facing offerings needs to be considered for our multimedia.
I mean, that's I think it's very important to make a decision. It can also be a hybrid, right? So some we decide they have their individual separated multimedia presence. Some showcase the websites, right? They have their own multimedia presence, or some fall under the umbrella website multimedia presence, or everything falls under the umbrella multimedia presence.
Yes, and both. But for me, it's a detail. So for me, it's a detail. Let's just check back under our priorities and see which trajectory the multimedia comes under. So we have branding identity, showcase website, plan coordination, showcase website trajectory, showcase website trajectory. I don't know. Maybe we need well, multimedia is currently not clear. I don't think we're even addressing multimedia yet. So, I mean, I think that multimedia might be its own trajectory, right? I think it's a separate trajectory. So multimedia and social media, multi/social media trajectory, right? I think it's a separate trajectory because basically this trajectory not only involves the multimedia presence, launch, advertising, public interface with the umbrella showcase. It's about the entire network, really, like all of the programs under our belt. So we're going to have to interconnect to understand the multimedia. So that's a huge trajectory.
Yeah,
I think that's a trajectory,
So very huge.
Yeah, great. All right. So anyway, we'll address that when we get to it, and we'll make sure that gets scheduled, and we can deal with that on Monday. So within the scheduling, overall coordination. Right. So getting back to the criteria, I feel like the multimedia should follow our criteria, not the other way around. Right? The criteria is primary. The criteria is based on our values. It's based on our goals, our vision, and then we make sure that the way that we utilize our platforms and our multimedia fits our criteria and our vision, not the other way around. Right? So, for example, for me, the website itself is a platform. Right? And the scope comes before in essence, before the website, because the scope and the vision is what we want, and then we're going to make sure that the website conforms to what we want, not the other way around. We don't want to conform ourselves, right? We want to be a human-based organization, and we want to present that on the website, not the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe we should mention that,
That's definitely a criteria. Yeah.
So follow multimedia platform policies based on not changing our, I'm just going to put in parentheses, human behavior based on the website or platform, but the other way around. The website conforms to us. All right. Follow multimedia platform policies based on not changing our human behavior based on the website or the platform, but the other way around, that the website conforms to us. And that's where our scope and our vision comes in, right? So we are bending ourselves a little bit, right? We are not particularly professional. We're not particularly publicly facing, because we're doing crazy wacko ideas that are so cutting edge and new and transformative and different and experimental that the public doesn't even understand them, right? So the purpose of this website is to, in essence, downsize, right? I'm not gonna say downsize, that's not the right word, but to package, right? To package our work in a publicly presentable way that can make it easier to gain recognition and funding and what do you call it when somebody joins you, right? When we want a client to sign up with us, we want them to basically accept our offer, right? And that people accept our offer because they believe in what we are basically sharing, right? If our website is presented in a way that's not professional, it's too graphic, and people don't even understand it, they're not going to buy into it. They're not going to believe what we are presenting to them, and then they're not going to sign on, right? We want people to sign up, right? To sign on, sign up, get engaged, sign up, sign in, get engaged. I think that's another criteria. Like I think the primary number one top. Actually, I'm going to say two. There's two things. The two most important primary top values that we currently have are engagement and empowerment, right? So we have empowerment, engagement. So this umbrella website should get people to engage, sign up, get active, be a part of us, right? Get active, et cetera, et cetera. Like it should be a call to action, right? It should get people excited, right? Get people excited to join, excited to take action, right? I think that is a very important point. And then the second one is that we want to be able to eventually document our vision for future generations to take action if we are not able to within this current generation of people, right? So for me, this second thing might be, this one might be a showcase website. It's something that we want to include. I don't know if this might be a project that is showcased within the website. I don't know if it's primary on the website, but I do feel like that is one of the new things that we are doing, right? So I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna leave it on here for now because I think it's definitely one of our new things. Because if we can't get funding, engagement, like this empowerment, right? If people don't want to take action themselves, we give resources if they don't have time to take action themselves. So donating, giving resources, money, funding, investing, all that's great. They can't invest in their own time. They can, invest resources. So it's definitely one of being able to eventually document our vision for future generations. So if we go out there and we, not beg, but we present our goals and what we do to the public to get them to engage and be empowered. If they say no and they don't accept our offer, it's the same thing. We are just presenting this to future generations, not the current generation, right? There's no difference. These are the same thing. That just one of them happens. They happen on different trajectories. Does that make sense? Different timelines.
Yeah, it makes sense. But how? I mean, how do we make sure they get active? I mean, by following up with them, right? Following up.
Yeah, I mean, everything. The whole idea of a launch is that it's the primary launch is primary launch goal is in essence a recruitment goal with follow-up, right? That's the way, like when we talk about the SVG launch, the whole idea was getting clients and it was all based on follow-up, right? So we're following up for clients, follow up for clients, follow up for board recruitment, follow up for worker recruitment, advisor recruitment, client sales, investor relations, et cetera, et cetera. It's all public relations, right? It's all just like, otherwise, why would we launch, right? That's where it really comes down to is, do we have the capacity to deal with the follow-up that comes after the launch, right? That's our primary obstacle, our primary, let's put that under our priorities, under the planning and coordination. The primary issue is our capacity to address follow up and follow through on work, right? This is if we can address the capacity question of follow up and follow through, everything else is possible if we can do that. That's our number one problem as a team. But anyways, that doesn't address our criteria. Our criteria is not applicable to whether we're able to follow up with it, but that's the goal of the launch, is the launch would bring people into our work. What would be the other? There's no other point to a launch, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so this is more like a purpose, a criteria.
Yeah, purpose, right? Scope, criteria, purpose, and scope. Yeah.
So you're changing this, right?
What is the purpose of the website? The purpose of the website is to get people involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Otherwise, and it's not even just the website; it's just simply the launch, right? The purpose of the launch of our website is to get people engaged. So it's really the Umbrella Showcase website and launch criteria, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Like why are we doing this? Why is the prime trajectory building this website and showcasing the website? I think it is important that we want to present the work in a way that the public can understand. And I think the best way to do that is the story. I think the story is really, really, really important because that's how humans communicate, is through stories. So we want to present, we want to lay out our story of everything that we are currently and actively doing that we believe is essential for the public to connect together. So we're laying it out as one single presented story.
Yeah. Perfect.
Mamoon says, I'm available for prime director work from Hydra. So he says he's not available for Andromeda.
No, I said, but he said also in the activity team, I didn't feel well today. It's left actually scheduled for Hydra, but Andromeda 1, 2 is good fit for me. So, I don't know.
Well, anyways, this is why it's so important to get clarity on the schedule per individual.
Yeah.
It's not just like a team-wide thing. It's like, obviously, Mamoon did not understand the schedule, so I would say he does not need to do policy tracking because the schedule was not clear.
Yeah, I'll make clear. I'll make a communication to clear some what we discussed before. Mm-hmm.
It's up to him, and it's based on his commitment and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the criteria, purpose, scope. I think we're doing good. So anyways, what I just said was like we want to lay out a story, right, of everything that we're currently actually doing that we believe is essential for the public to connect together, right? That they need to understand that, for example, let's just give an example here. Example. Someone can want to start a program, get consulting support, paid consulting support from SGV, and, get paid consulting support from SGV.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsored program under CCC, and join the free or the by donation org support program within the support alliance. Right, so that's an example, right? That those are three totally separate programs that are all basically the same thing. They're coordinated together. They're organized together. They're all part of the same umbrella, and we're presenting them together.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
As one, but it's very important to understand that the CCC, the sponsorship program, and the support alliance are totally separate, in essence, organizations. I mean, they're under the same network, but they're separate organizations. They are not the same thing at all. They have very different organizational structures, decision-making structures, ownership structures, all of that, very different.
Yeah, but they all fall under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think another thing we might consider having on this website, which would be interesting, would be like instead of advisors, like know how on the SVG website we have advisors? Maybe not, we don't want advisors. Maybe instead what we want, and I'm going to go to line 51. Maybe what we want is a page on, what do you call it? Reviews. It's not the right word. Let me try going to LinkedIn. Links. And what do they call it on your? You have your resume, and then on the bottom of your resume, they have, it's not references.
It's called.
I mean, look. So I want to go to I have my connections. Here. So I want to go to my
praise, like praise or something.
Praise, yeah, praise is not the right word either. So I want to go to my, what is it called? Like on LinkedIn, it's like my profile, or it's like my All right, so I'm in my profile. I'm going to go scroll down the profile. I think this is it. Experience, skills, endorsements.
Endorsements.
I don't think endorsements is quite the right word yet, but I think that is part of it, right? So I've been endorsement, reviews. It's basically like people like, instead of having Mel as an advisor or a partner, instead we have Mel talking about Jay and Alberto and like what they believe in us, like basically they're it's like an endorsement, or endorsement's not the right word. It's what is the recommendations? Isn't that the right recommendations, right? Isn't that it? Recommendations. Like we could have Mel or somebody there either on a video or like just in text being like, I recommend this because I believe in Jay, I believe in Alberto, I believe the work that they're doing. I've been working with them for 20 years. I've been working with Jay for 20 years. He is committed. He does, basically these are your recommendations, right? It's basically like on your
recommendation.
your recommendations, like that on your resume. You have your recommendations, right?
Yeah, recommendation references.
References. Recommendations. I think recommendations might be the right word, like endorsements and recommendations / endorsements.
Yeah, I like endorsement. Yeah.
But the idea is that instead of having like a list of advisors, we just literally have people review us and basically say, this is what we like about what you guys are doing, and give praise, right? Like you're saying, like giving praise, giving I think it's very powerful.
Praising us. I don't know. I think we were both writing at the same time.
I just was writing praise on there.
Great. Yeah.
But I think recommendations is the right word, So that might be something we want to include. So we want it.
That's
so
cool. Yeah.
the criteria,
maybe we can also include it as part of the about our story. Right. You scroll down. First, we give more detail about the story, and then in the end, you have 3-4 of this.
Well, it would be a separate page. It would be under about, like, so if you go to the SVG website, you have let's see, social value. You have about, right? So there's the about tab, and under about we have the team profiles and the partner profiles. So you would have basically the about tab, you'd have the general about, like, our story, and then you would have our recommendation. Instead of profiles, like, we don't need to profile the team. We can just have the team say what they like about working here, right? Yep. Like Alberto can talk about his experience working here for a year, and other people can talk about, Moth could talk about his experience for like the last month or whatever. But the idea is people could basically share their perspective in a way that's very interactive,
Yeah, very cool.
And that could also be a way, like, I mean, if we had 100 people all come on and share their perspective and their idea, obviously we would be curating it. And this comes into the criteria. The criteria is that we want to present our best image and best light to the public. So our recommendations would be positive and uplifting, right? So we would obviously curate to have if we got 100 recommendations, either videos and or information or pictures, whatever, we could like curate the best ones and put those on the website. And we could start with 5, and then just work our way to have more and more and more, and like update them or move them around. I don't know how we want to do it, but the point is that I feel like that could be extremely powerful in terms of building a presence that people believe in us, and they actually would be willing to potentially even, help get funding.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. Great idea. All right. What else? That's a lot, huh?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a really cool website. I mean, I've never really worried about the bigger picture of like everything connected together, because each thing sort of is interdependent, of the whole network. And so you have the index, and I thought the index was a lot, but it's just not helpful in the current 21st century where people are like little tiny tweets and sound bites. Like everything needs to be pre-packaged so that people can easily digest it quickly and be able to engage with us quickly. So I think that is really our goal, is the engagement, empowerment, to make it, present it in a way that is like you're saying, simple, present in a way that is simple, condensed, clear, easily digestible, and and able to engage quickly. Another thing that might be helpful is this. It might be helpful that there would be a calendar link, a calendar page where we'd have our public calendar, so that people could just like click on the public calendar on our Umbrella Showcase website. So instead of having to go to each individual website, it's like, here's our entire public calendar of all of our public activities that you can join. You look at the calendar, you click on it, you come to the session, done, right? Super simple, fast, easy engagement.
Yeah, great. Yeah. That's how they can engage the easiest way. Tack the calendar already there. We're having this session that's open to the public. Please join. You can also say they're going to get by organizational token. Right?
I mean, that could just go in our story and about how we are and what we do.
Later. It's not something we're doing now, but I mean,
I think that would come under donation too, like donation, value and tokens, etc., might come under the donation component.
Mm-hmm.
Got the chicken.
So I don't know. We missed the break again. So.
I mean, I think we're done, right?
I think we're good. Yeah, we're good for this topic. I think we can wrap it up.
The last thing was just Umbrella Showcase website ideas, but I feel like we already did that with the criteria. We basically did both at the same time. We have all these ideas. We basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages ready to go for the. I mean, the website is almost designed. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah, very good.
So we just basically decide to go with a simple WordPress model and try to. I mean, for me, the Showcase model is like a photograph model is usually pretty good. Like if you do photographs or whatever, we could also design photographs, whatever. I think it's gonna be fine. I'm excited. I think we're good.
Yeah, me too. Very good. That's
awesome.
Great work. Great work. Yeah.
Great work. Anything else you want to add for you, Moth? Oh, one last next up here, and I will put that in line 20. Is needs to be proposed and approved at the main session. So in relationship to the main session, we also should clean up the. Are you going? I might come if you guys want to wait 5 minutes. I'm almost done. So we just need to clean up. Organize, and maybe send out to partners, email group for feedback. Yeah, we can clean it up, get it looking nice, and then let the partners get some feedback on it. Because remember, as obviously SVG and Mel, we want everyone to be on the same page.
Okay, I'll send an email. I'll clean it up and send an email.
All right, so I'm gonna give the session some high points. I thought this was really, really good session. Anything else you want to add, Ma?
Anything else, Mom?
Yes.
Anything else, or?
No.
Wrap up.
No. Following.
So, one thing about the scheduling, Jay, you wanna have a session later? Are you available? Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours from now.
I don't know. It's always difficult. You can try if you want, but
you want to review the list for the executive support? I don't know.
Do we need to? Is it like a deadline or something coming up?
No. The deadline is in 1 week.
Yeah, probably not going to worry about that. right now. No, I'm done. Just wait 2 minutes. Cool. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'm gonna send you for review the accounting status report because we have
Great.
from Peso. Yeah.
That one might be a good one to schedule a review on. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Good work.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.